Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Divit, and in today's video, I'll be giving you a complete step-by-step guide on how to create Google Shopping ad campaigns that look like this. I'll cover all of the basics and even create a dummy campaign from scratch so that you have a complete understanding of all of the different steps required. So if that interests you, then stick around, subscribe, and let's get into today's video. Now, the very first thing we need to go ahead and do before we actually create the Google Shopping ad campaigns is set up a couple of prerequisites. The first thing that you're going to go ahead and need is an e-commerce store. So I hope you have one if you're watching this video. Mine's on Shopify. Yours can be on any platform. It doesn't really matter. Once you have an e-commerce store set up, the next thing you're going to go ahead and need is a Google Ads account. Here's where we're going to go ahead and actually create our ads. It's a free process to create your account. Just go to ads.google.com. Once you have your Google Ads account created, the next thing we're going to go ahead and need is a Google Merchant Center account. This is basically the main hub where you have all of your product data from different sources like your e-commerce store. And this is how you can communicate with Google Ads into what products you want to advertise. So it's very important that you have a Google Merchant Center account. So once you have your e-commerce store, once you have your Google Ads account, and once you have your Merchant Center account, there's a couple more steps that you need to go ahead and complete before we run our shopping ads campaign. One of which being you need to link your Google Ads and Google Merchant Center account so that they can communicate to each other. And the way that you link these two platforms is in Google Ads, you can go to Tools, and then over here, go to Data Manager. And then over here, you can go ahead and connect or link your Google Merchant Center account. As you can see over here, I've done it. Okay, so that's how you can go ahead and do that. It's a very straightforward process. Once you have all of these accounts set up, just make sure you link them. Now, once your Google Merchant Center account is linked to your Google Ads account, there's one final step that we need, and then we can actually create our campaigns. And that final step is that you need to go ahead and connect your e-commerce store to your Google Merchant Center account so that you can take all of your products from your e-commerce store, put them on your Google Merchant Center, which can then be linked to your Google Ads through the connection we just did. Now, to connect your e-commerce store to Google Merchant Center, there's multiple different ways you can do it depending on where your e-commerce store is created or hosted. So for example, if you go to this page right here, I'll drop a link to this in the description. You can press this Connect to Google option. And if, for example, you have a store in Shopify, you can click this option and follow the steps of how you can connect your two stores. You just basically have to install this app called Google in YouTube. I even have a tutorial on this. Go ahead and check that out on my channel. I'll put it in the description, which shows you how you can set up your Shopify store with Google Merchant Center. Now, similarly, if I go back to that link right here, if you have a WooCommerce store, it's a different app that you need to go ahead and install to just basically set it up. But again, guys, very straightforward process. Just follow the steps and make sure all of these accounts are linked. Now, once you have all of these accounts linked, then you can finally go to your Google Ads platform over here. And now we can go ahead and create a campaign by pressing this create option over here and selecting campaign. Now, once we do that, we'll be directed to this page over here where we can go ahead and give our campaign an objective. So we'll just go ahead and say sales for now. And then over here, it's asking us to put any conversion goals or data. I'm going to go ahead and skip this for now, but if you have any conversion tracking set up for your e-commerce store, you can add that here. Once that's set up, you can go ahead and press the continue option here. Over here where it says select a campaign type, we're going to go ahead and select shopping. And then over here, it says add products to this campaign. And right here, you're going to go ahead and put in your Merchant Center account. And that's why you need to link these two platforms. So I'll just go ahead and put in my account right here. This is a dummy account with only one product in it. So once you have your Merchant Center account set up, you should be good to go. You can ignore this. This is not going to be there for you. Like I said, again, this is just a test account. So once you have your Google Merchant Center account set up with your Google Ads, we can scroll down over here to where it says select a campaign subtype. And then over here, Google is basically trying to push us Performance Max, but I really don't like it. I think the standard shopping campaign makes most sense because you have complete control of exactly what you're advertising then. So I'm going to go ahead and select standard shopping campaign and press continue. Now, once we have that completed, we'll be directed over here where we can go ahead and give our campaign a name. I'll just call this Shopping Ads Canada. Once we have a campaign name in place, you can go ahead and scroll down to where it says bidding and budget. And then over here, you can go ahead and select exactly what kind of bidding strategy you want. So here I have manual CPC selected. If you want to go ahead and select maximize clicks, you can do that too, or target return on ad spend. Generally speaking, for new accounts, maximize clicks or manual CPC makes most sense. So I'm just going to go ahead and say manual CPC. And then over here, you can go ahead and give your average daily budget for this campaign. So I'll just go ahead and say I want to spend about $30 a day. So once you have your budget set up, the next thing over here is campaign priority. Now, campaign priority, basically, if you're a new campaign or if this is your first shopping ads campaign, this is the setting that you want to go with. But if, for example, you have multiple campaigns and you want to specifically rank specific campaigns based on performance, you can go ahead and select that over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep this for low right now. Once you have your campaign priorities set up, when it comes to targeting over here, I'm going to go ahead and actually deselect this because I don't want to have my ads show up on random sites. I want it to be shown only on Google. So once you have your network set up, then you have your devices. And over here, Google is basically telling us that our ads will show up on all eligible devices. That's fine. Over here, we have locations. Very straightforward stuff, guys. If you want to go ahead and add new locations, you can go ahead and put it in over here, put in the country, so on and so forth. One very important thing here is that when it comes to include, I would highly recommend you select the second option, because the second option basically says that, hey, I want to sell to people that are in or regularly in the locations I've set, not people that have just shown interest in Canada. All right. So that's how you can go ahead and set that up right here. So once you have your location set up, then we have a start and end date. I'm just going to keep it as is. So make sure you have your campaign dates good to go. And then over here, we're going to go ahead and create our ad group, give it a name. Let's just say this is Canada Watches Campaign. I'm just using random names over here. And then right here, we have your CPC bid. So how much do you want to spend per click? Let's say, for example, I know through data that $4 a click is what makes most sense. I can go ahead and put that in here. Okay, so that's how you can enter it. And then press the create campaign option. Now, once we do that, we'll be directed over here where we can see our campaign and our ad groups has been created. So if I go to campaigns right here, we can see this is my shopping ads campaign. And then within my ad group, I have over here the ad group I created. Okay, so I can go ahead and select it. And then over here within your ad group, you can go ahead and choose if you want to go ahead and actually advertise all of your products on your e-commerce store or specific products. And you can do that by selecting this option right here by adding subdivisions. So if you have different categories of products and you don't want to advertise your entire store, you can go ahead and select that particular category by just saying, hey, this is going to be watch, and we're going to go ahead and keep the rest the same, and then just press the save option. Okay, so now we're basically targeting watch specifically. And then something that you do want to do is if you're only targeting watch, then you want to make sure the remaining products are actually deselected, and you can just go ahead and actually exclude them right here. So basically now we're saying that, hey, I only want to show ads for this particular category of products, which is watch. So that's basically how you can go ahead and set up your Google Shopping Ads campaign from scratch. And then once your campaigns are live, you can monitor all of the data right here. So on that note, everybody, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. If you did, then go ahead and press the like button and share it with your friends. And if you're interested in more digital marketing content like this, then consider subscribing to the channel. That being said, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.